So how much money do you make in a day?
It's like 10, 11,000 per day, every single day.
Sebastian Ghiorghiu is a 20-something-year-old who claims to make millions of dollars online and promotes himself as someone who could teach you to do the same. But I want to take a deeper dive into these claims, see if his story has any holes or if he really is the hyper-successful young man he makes himself out to be online. Although Sebastian has been popping off on YouTube at a lethal rate for his self-improvement and financial advice in recent months, he actually has been in the YouTube game for a cool minute. He's no newcomer to the space.
What is going on, guys? My name is Sebastian, and today
But to get a better grasp and understanding of who he really is, we have to take a trip back in time. Growing up in and coming from a lower income family made Sebastian realize that he wanted a chance at a different life. After his parents immigrated to the US in 1988 from Romania, they resided in Detroit, which is where Sebastian spent most of his childhood. Now, unfortunately, certain parts of Detroit are known for their high crime rates and hostile living environments. Combined with the eventual divorce of his parents, the odds were stacked up against young Sebastian. But instead of adding to the statistics, at a very young age, Sebastian chose a different path. The pain of being poor cemented into him the goal of becoming wealthy. He decided that although he didn't come from a wealthy family would come from him. His initial plan was to become a neurosurgeon because the pay was amazing and, well, they help people. So Sebastian created a little blueprint for how he was going to achieve his American dream. He would attend and pay for his own college to become a nurse. After that, he would get a hospital job, pay off his debt, and go on to take himself through med school. From there, he could finally achieve his lifelong dream of becoming a neurosurgeon. But fast forward to his high school years, Sebastian ended up getting a job at an establishment that serves fine Mexican cuisine. These corporate giants paid him $8.25 an hour. So although his first paycheck was only $90, it was enough to ignite the spark in him. He quickly upgraded to a better job at a car wash where a zesty jet like himself was rewarded handsomely with tips from seduced customers. This led him to get a sales job selling windshields, start flipping cars, and partaking in all kinds of different hustles. The handsome young boy was hungry. Legit was really about his bag. Making $300 to $500 a week is not bad for a high school student. After saving up all his money, he then decided to make his first big purchase, which, don't tell Dave Ramsey, but Sebastian blew it all on a sports car.
Oh my gosh, come on.
Well, it was on an Infiniti G35. Bro should have copped the manual E46 in my opinion. This garnered lots of attention from his friends and classmates, which made his hunger for clout and money grow immensely. Throughout these years in his life, he kept hustling and saving his bag up. He tried all types of side hustles like flipping go-karts, selling muffins at school, being a caregiver, and even flipping cars, as well as many others. All of this quickly accumulated to him having a net worth of about $5,000 to $10,000. But this is the point where his life took a turn. One day, after coming home from a long day of hustling and bustling, Sebastian kicked back and popped on some YouTube to unwind. He opened his homepage, and staring back at him was a recommended Graham Stefan video. He clicked, got hooked, and quickly watched another, and then another, and then another one.
Another one.
He was mesmerized at how Graham was living lavishly from his passive income he was making from real estate. This opened Sebastian's eyes. He was now suddenly debating his decision on going to med school and instead wanted to become a full-time realtor. Now, apart from driving around in a white BMW 328 or a C300 Mercedes to go turn on some light switches at an open house, realtors don't do much, which led Sebastian to another big turning point in his career. He wondered what he would do with all the free time he had when he wasn't selling houses. After doing some research, he stumbled on a business called dropshipping, which is a form of e-commerce where you don't hold any inventory. The opportunity sparked his interest, and after finding a product and building up a website, he launched his first store. And this is where nothing happened. The store did not take off, but he did not give up. He persisted, created more stores, and this eventually led him to making $35K worth of sales with this model in a very short period of time. So he started more stores, ran different types of ads, kept learning about the science of dropshipping, and making a ton of money in the process. Now at this point, he was working 3 jobs, a caregiver, a real estate agent, and now a dropshipper. But after having a ton of success with dropshipping, his other jobs no longer made sense and were not the best use of his time, so he quit them and focused full-time on his e-commerce business. But the world was first introduced to Sebastian on September 16 of 2017 when he decided to upload his first video on YouTube. This first video caught some traction, but after that, the growth was mainly linear up until he posted the following video.
$991.73 in 14 hours on Shopify.
Which changed everything. It was ranked as the #1 result for the Shopify search term for a very long time. This led to Sebastian earning money from ad revenue, affiliate deals, and an eventual course release. The course did over $1,000 on its launch, and Sebastian exponentially grew from there. At this point, he's 19 with about 80 grand to his name, and as you do when you're 19 making big money, he buys himself a GTR. This ends up being a great move for his online presence, and his savings continue to snowball. At only 21 years old, he was having $30,000 days with dropshipping. However, although he was doing well financially, all of his success at a young age took a mental and physical toll on young Sebastian. But instead of spiraling out of control, he took a break from YouTube and started focusing on his health by hitting the gym. At 21, his net worth was around 500 grand. Things were looking good, but DJ Khaled says it best.
In life, you have roadblocks. The key is to overcome it.
Out of nowhere, a virus spread the nation. Sebastian broke up with his girlfriend of 5 years. His house lease broke and he went back to live with his mom. This was the point in Sebastian's life where he became quite lazy, didn't hustle as much, and was overcome with a wave of depression. This was a pivotal point in his journey where instead of completely falling off, he pulled himself back up and started something brand new, a Google Ads agency. Around this time, he also bought his first house, which he flipped with his brother for a profit of over 40 grand. All while he continued scaling his ad agency to monthly recurring revenue of 6 figures. His break from YouTube was short-lived, and he was now back and uploading even more consistently. This time he was really serious on improving himself, and he put lots of effort into the gym and everything he was doing. His agency was doing great, and most of the work was outsourced to other people, so not much work was to be done on his end. During this time period is when he got into crypto and stock trading, where he made single trades that netted him over $75,000 in profit. He continued his trading journey, turned that 75K into 600K, which led him to the NFT space. He began trading NFTs, making videos on them, advising on projects, and really making a name for himself in the NFT space. He used this new money to buy more cars, some land, and that brings us to today. Sebastian is now 23 years old, living his best life and teaching others to do the same. But now, how much of this is actually true? This is a narrative Sebastian personally pushes in videos, such as this one, but apart from the cars, there's not all that much proof. So I did some digging, looked back at his older videos, watched through tons of them, and his story does not actually change. It has stayed consistent over the span of about 5 years. The information he was talking about in his e-commerce videos was pretty relevant and seemed like it came from someone who knew what they were talking about. There was a lot of proof in those e-com videos, so I'm pretty certain that he has made money with dropshipping. As far as his ad agency, that also checks out, as it seems to have many legitimate customers and a real team behind it. Now, the NFT part of his journey is not as clear cut, but there haven't been any rumors about him committing any fraud in the space. It is a very fickle and grimy business, so it's very commendable that he made it through without opting in for a number of easy scams he could have pulled. Based on my extensive research, Sebastian is a very legitimate figure in the business and self-improvement space. He is someone you can listen to and take advice from, and I'm actually glad a young generation of men can have this kind of role model in their life.